I hope that you can share with me your opinion regarding the understanding of human right. Anyone want to try? What is the understanding of human right from your perspective? Please. A simple understanding. Okay. So if you don't have, then we'll proceed first. Yeah. So hold on, because we still have your friends to. Okay. In this sharing section, students are able to know the factor behind media issue in relation to the social context. Yeah. And then students are able to discuss the problem and suggestion. Students are able to discuss the problem and suggest solution. So what is the problem regarding the human rights? Yeah. So that's the keywords. You have to identify the actual problem and discuss. Yeah. And then you should know the factor behind media issues related with the theme or else the issues. Right? The content, what are human rights all about? Some human rights instrument, okay, human rights issues, media coverage on human rights issues discussion. Okay. So basically, what are the human rights? The principle of universal and inalienable, the principle of interdependent and indivisible, the principle of equal and non-discriminatory, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, International Human Rights Law. So this definition is from United Nations of Human Rights. This is the organization, UN. So they have their definition. Various scholars, professors, think tank, they have different perceptions. Also definition. So according to the United Nations Office of the Higher Commissioner for the Human Rights, OHCHR, human rights are, so the rights inherent to all human beings, whatever our nationalities, place of residence, it could be gender, sex, nationalities, nation or ethnic origin, color, religions, language, or any other status. So we are all equal, entitled to our human right without discrimination. These rights are all interrelated, interdependent, and indivisible. Okay. So in a simple sentence, simple word, it's all about there is no any discrimination among demography, ethnicity. It could be people from rural area, urban area, all these things. And then the principle of universality of human right is about cornerstone of international human rights law. So in 1993, from the Vienna World Conference of Human Rights, for examples, noted that it is the duty of state to promote and protect all human rights and fundamental freedoms, regardless of their political, economic, and cultural system. It could be anyone, you or me. In Malaysian context, we are talking about Malay, Chinese, Indian people, or else people from Sarawak and Sabah, Portuguese. We have our right in Malaysia because this is our country. So again, we are talking about the equalities, before the law and freedom of expression, economic, social, and cultural rights, such as the right to work. So in terms of gaining knowledge, education, collective right, other factors. We have a lot of things that is all about our right as a human being. All right. This is similar slides, similar content. So international human rights laws, respect for human rights requires the establishment of the rule of law at the national and international level. So in a simple word, it's about we should respect each other as a human being. So it could be government governing the country or ruling the country as a leader should be fair and equal to all ethnic demographies. Yeah. And we have the obligation to respect. So how do we respect people's right? Yeah. So the satisfaction, enjoyment, or else the right of human, the people's. We should respect each other. It could be Malay community, it could be Chinese people, it could be Indian, in terms of demography, the obligation to protect, Another issue about is about we should give them their rights, in terms of freedom, the right to voice out, protect their privilege. We cannot condemn and criticize or else abuse of power, this and that. So the obligation of fulfill means that state must take positive action to facilitate the enjoyment of basic human rights. So this is the you should let them to feel happy, feel free to achieve their dream, whatever things. Okay. The human right instrument, right of the child, right of the woman, right of the person with disabilities, right of indigenous people and minorities, war crime and crime against humanity including genocide, prevention of discrimination, right of migrant. Migrant. Okay, so some human rights instrument. So this is the again, similar slide, All right, and then right of the kids or child, So this is more to part of the articles. Article 2, State parties shall respect and ensure the right set forth in the present convention to each child within their jurisdiction without discrimination of any kind, irrespective of the child or his or her parents or legal guardians, race, color, sex, language, religion, political and other opinion, national, ethnic or social origin, properties, disabilities, birth and other status. So this is the right of kids or child. All right, and then the right of woman. So part of the articles is Article 1. We have Article 3. So Article 1 is about the term discrimination against women shall mean any distinction, exclusion of or restrictions made on the basis of sex which has the effect or purpose of impairing or nullifying the recognition, enjoyment and exercise by women. So in another simple word, if I want to read all the slides, is too long, so I make it simple, which is the equality of men and women, of human rights, actually referring to the freedom in the political aspect, economical aspect, social, cultural, civil and other field. So the woman should have a right in terms of participate, or it could be they should have their own benefit in terms of political engagement, to become as a politician or come up with their views in terms of social aspect, economical things. For instance, they should have their right to work in any organization without biasness, and the right for them to get opportunities, equal opportunities. When we make a comparison with men, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Is it okay? Right. So we have a lot of things. Yeah, Article 3. You can go through. How do we should respect the woman's right. Yeah. And then we have these disabilities. So for those disabled people, it could be Article 3 definition. Yeah. So somehow again, yeah, we should respect their right in terms of let them to get the opportunity. Yeah. For instance, it could be their right of recognize their enjoyment or exercise on an equal basis with others of all human rights and fundamental freedoms in the party, economy, social, culture. So this is the same similar keywords or understanding the right of a group of people disabled atau disabilities, yeah, and then followed by these minorities, yeah, orang asli ke apa. So the right of indigenous peoples. So again, we are talking about their right, yeah, enjoyment, yeah, their it could be the freedoms, yeah, and in terms of their right to participate or to involved in economical aspects, social, cultural development, this and that. So, and then we are also talking about the same similar things about war crimes and crimes against humanity, including genocide. So you still have your friend here. Okay, dia dah nak masuk ya. So this is more to you can see what happened in when there is a war. Yeah, it could be Palestine and Israel Zionist. Yeah, the same thing happened to this Myanmar, or else for instance Kuwait, Iraq, those days. Yeah, so the right for the people, the human, for instance the group of people, what will happen? And refugees, you're talking about this Rohingya, those people. So actually in the present convention, genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial or religious group, such as killing member of group, tak boleh lah in term of ini kita tahu, causing a serious bodily or mentally harm to member of group, inilah bagi mereka tekanan, depression, all these things. Other things, for instance in term of their right to voice out, ataupun demo, things like attending rallies, semua tu lah. Okay, prevention of discrimination. So what is the understanding of racial discrimination? So it's all about again, we are talking about we should respect their race, color, it could be nationalities or ethnic origin. So in terms of they have right to voice out, bring up the issue, or also uh, uh, participate, ataupun melibatkan dirilah dalam apa-apa aspek in term of fundamental freedom, political aspect, economy, social, culture, semua tu diulang balik lah. Alright. And then right of the migrant, refugee ataupun pendatang-pendatang ini samalah juga, we should respect them because mereka ni dianggap sebagai pendatang lah, yang sepatutnya pelarian. So we should respect their right, beri dia kebebasan dan sebagainya lah. Okay, the human right issue, children rights, human right issues during crisis, conflict, disability right, women right, freedom of speech. Okay. So children right issue, this is more to case study ataupun examples. So according to the Human Rights Watch, millions of children have no access to education. Work long hour under. So this is how when there is a war, there is a crisis, the effect towards the children. Ramai yang underage, mereka terpaksalah berhadapan dengan bekerja ataupun abuse, dalam things like this lah. And then human rights issue during crisis and conflict period, this is another issue. COVID-19, we can see what's going on in that pandemic. The worst situation, somehow you tengoklah apa berlaku kepada people are facing a lot of problem. For instance, like India is currently facing big issues in terms of shortage of vaksin, ataupun oxygen punya instrument, banyak yang dia ada masalah lah. So macam mana UN ataupun dunia kena membantulah. Alright. To the disabilities right issues, this is more for those in terms of worldwide. There are about 1 million individual have disabilities. Maknanya this is the number of people, maybe more than that. But what about their education level? About what about their privilege? What about their future? Because for us, we as a human being, we are really we enjoy our right, and we have all the what you call facilities. But what about them? So there should be a organization, we are referring to the United Nations, a body that are really concerned about people disabled, right? And then we have human right. Women right is it, for instance, the main issues about gender biasness. For instance, if the woman, they have a fair and equal right to hold any higher position. For instance, their right to after they graduated, or else after when they have a good qualification, higher qualification. So should the government or the employee let them to hold any higher position, or else in terms of being a judge, judges in any it could be high court, low court, things like that. And other things about women in terms of their benefit. So free speech issues, this is more to freedom of speech. It depends regard to the government policies, the constitutional practice. But then everyone, they have their own right. For instance, from the as a journalist, media also have their right. Media right, for instance, freedom to voice out, bring up the issue, highlight the it could be things like whatever that they want to share. Okay, all right. So this is media coverage on human rights issues. Media rules in covering human rights issues, challenges of human rights journalists, some studies on human rights coverage by the media. Okay, the media role in covering human rights issues. Yeah? So how do the media portray? How do the media bring up the issue, raise up the issue? So it depends. Yeah, CNN, Al Jazeera, BBC. Yeah, so how do they share the values? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, in the pandemic COVID-19 scenarios, or else regarding the war and Myanmar junta. We have this. What happened in Myanmar, for instance, the political aspect. So the media, journalists try to share their values, opinions. Yeah. Challenge of human rights from the journalist perspective. Yeah. So we have a lot of issues. Many journalists have cultural belief and practice that do not fit well with human rights ideas. Yeah. So in times of crisis, government may introduce laws. So because of the issue of shareholders, yeah, it could be who own the shares in press, yeah. So that make when there is a crisis, the government is controlling, or they are really abuse of power. In some place, media are still controlled by the state. Yeah, this is another argument. Okay, so I just go through the slide. Saya saja je baca slide tu sebab slide ni sangat banyak.